In the quiet town of Black Hollow, somewhere deep in rural America, there stood a house that never appeared on any real map. Locals called it the Gray House, not because of its color, but because of the strange feeling it gave to anyone who noticed it. Some people said the house had always been there. Others claimed it appeared only when someone was looking for something they could never find. The road leading to the house was long and empty. No streetlights. No signs. Even phone signals slowly disappeared the closer one got. Travelers who passed nearby often reported a sudden heaviness in the air, as if the world itself had gone silent. In the winter of 1997, a young family moved into Black Hollow. The father, Daniel Wright, had accepted a new job nearby. His wife, Emily, was hopeful for a fresh start. Their 8-year-old son, Lucas, was quiet but observant, always watching things adults ignored. The real estate agent never mentioned the Gray House. Yet somehow, on their second week in town, Daniel found himself standing in front of it during an evening drive. He could not explain why he had turned onto that road. He later said it felt like the steering wheel moved on its own. The house looked abandoned but intact. Curtains hung perfectly still. The windows reflected the sky, but nothing inside. No damage. No signs of life. Just silence. That night, Lucas woke up crying. He said he heard someone whispering his name. Emily assumed it was a nightmare. Children often struggled in new places. But Lucas insisted he had not been dreaming. He said the voice sounded close, like it came from inside the walls. Over the next few nights, strange things continued. Clocks stopped at exactly 2:17 a.m. Doors were found open that had been locked. Shadows appeared where no light existed. Emily began writing everything down in a small notebook. She said it helped her feel in control. One evening, Lucas drew a picture. It showed the Gray House. Emily was confused. She never told him about it. Lucas said softly, "It watches us." Daniel laughed it off, but later that night, he found muddy footprints on the kitchen floor. They did not match any shoes in the house. They led to the basement door and stopped. The basement had always felt wrong. Cold air escaped from beneath the door. The light flickered when turned on. Daniel avoided going down there whenever possible. But the next day, he heard something moving below. Slow. Careful. Like someone learning the layout of the house. Daniel opened the basement door. Nothing was there. Only the sound of breathing, not his own. After that night, Emily started having the same dream repeatedly. She stood in a long hallway with doors on both sides. Every door had her name written on it, except one at the end. That door was blank. Each night, she walked closer, but never reached it. Lucas stopped sleeping altogether. He began speaking to someone no one else could see. When Emily asked who it was, he said, "The man who forgot his face." Daniel contacted the local police. 2 officers visited the house. They found nothing unusual. No signs of forced entry. No evidence of another person. One officer joked that old houses make strange sounds. But as they were leaving, both officers stopped at the doorway. They said the house felt wrong. That same week, the Gray House appeared closer. Daniel noticed it while driving home. The road that once took 10 minutes now took 5. The trees around it seemed to lean inward. The sky above it always looked darker. Emily's notebook went missing. She found it days later inside the basement, open to a page she never wrote. The page read, "You noticed US." From that night onward, the house changed. Walls seemed narrower, hallways longer, rooms felt unfamiliar, even though the furniture was the same. Daniel woke one morning to find a door in the hallway that had never existed before. Behind it was nothing but darkness. Lucas stood in front of it, smiling. "He wants us to come home," Lucas said. Emily screamed. Police were called again. This time, officers searched every inch of the house. They found no extra doors, no basement tunnel, no evidence of danger. But when they reviewed their body cameras later, something appeared. In every frame, behind the family, stood a tall shape, blurred, unmoving. The footage was sealed. That night, the power went out across Black Hollow, except one house. The right home remained lit. Neighbors reported hearing low humming sounds. Some said the windows glowed softly. Others said shadows moved across the walls that did not belong to any person. At 2:17 a.m., all noise stopped. The next morning, police arrived. The house was empty. No signs of struggle. No notes. No missing items. Only the basement door stood open. Inside, officers found fresh footprints, 3 sets, leading into a solid concrete wall. The gray house was gone. The road ended where it once stood. The Wright family was never found. Years later, a retired officer leaked a report online. It stated that cases like Black Hollow were not rare. Across America, there were houses that appeared, families that vanished, and evidence that never made sense. The report ended with one final line. "Some places don't want visitors. They want replacements." To this day, travelers in rural areas report seeing a gray house on empty roads. If you ever see it, do not stop. Do not look back. And never listen if it calls your name.